Welcome, guys, to Marnie's TV. We just found this new show, The Musketeers. I know we're late. It's
Better
but,
late than never.
huh?
Better late than never.
I agree. I agree. Um, I know we haven't been here in a while. The last time we were in tears.
I'm still like, we should do like a revisiting of Sleepy Hollow, just like, how are we doing? But, what a mess. I'm still emotional. Like,
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take us down that rabbit hole. I just
woo,
we're here to talk about the Musketeers.
that's right.
And we watched season 1 and we have some feelings.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, before we get to our feelings, let's just lay the foundation. The show is based on a book written by Alexander Dumas called The Three Musketeers. And I mean, if you haven't seen the movie from the 90s, all for one for all, you know that. It's set in the 16th. I don't know why I just said that. It's set in the 1630s. So this was like way before a lot of things that we would call modern history happened. And that's what I really like about the show. So much of the show, like, I absolutely loved. I feel like they were spot on for a bunch of things. How were your just broad feelings about the show, Denise?
I loved it. I thought it was entertaining. Um, I thought that, there was a lot of action, and I love combat and all that, and period pieces and sword fights and just the bunch of it. And I thought that they did a really good job of coming up with good storylines and character, and the acting was great, and I love the characters. So I thought all in all it was a great show.
Yeah, I really liked. Well, there are three things that happened in this season that I wanted to just touch on. One thing that I really liked are the way that they kind of contrasted the modern themes with what's going on then, like the slave trade, like racism, and then like feminism.
Yeah, I really liked.
And yeah, so the episode when they were talking about the guy doing the slave trade, that was interesting to me because that was right before they started like trading slaves at a high rate from Africa to the New World. So this was like the very beginning, like in the 1630s, which I thought was super smart. What do you think about Porthos being mixed? How do you feel about it?
At first I was like, what? I don't know if it was really any, but you don't know. I'm in the Musketeers, but okay. So, but you know what? I loved it. I think the actor's great.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Them pulling in a mixed character, adding some diversity to it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see him as a mixed character. I just saw him as a great actor and, and just really good and a great character, I should say.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's my favorite so far. Like, I love his comic timing, and like he and Aramis are my bro TP. Like, they're the best. Like, they're chasing those widows together. I was like, what?
God, that episode, I was like, no, they did not. Just go walk up in the church.
In the funeral.
At the funeral and pray on these poor innocent women. So they could get, what was it, 30?
Yeah, they needed 30 lira. Yeah. Or whatever the
monetary.
I love how we pay so much attention to detail. 30,
30 libra or something like that. I was like, okay. Poor babies.
One thing that I don't like, well, it might also just be like personal taste, is the way that they handle the church. And I know that it was terribly corrupt. Rome, the Catholic Church in the 1600s was terribly corrupt. But I'm like, were there any good Christian people? You know, like,
Right, because
do all the cardinals and the priests, like the guy tried to kill the cardinal, like, do they all have to be murderers? Like, and even the Protestant guy, like, he was crazy. I'm like, oh.
I don't know, and then they're like, okay,
So
they're heretics and they're fighting. You know what? I'm sure there were good, honest.
And I think originally Aramis was a devout-ish person. Like, I feel like he did have some beliefs, but I don't know. He's kind of on the fence. But about that,
I think it just makes for good TV to show the people who are not devout Christians and who are not good, because I feel like people are like, yeah, I see enough good Christians in real life. When I turn on TV, I want to see a fantasy about how they're corrupt, and there are, I'm sure there were, there has to be some truth to it over and over and over. In period pieces, they have these corrupt citizens. Some are, we're devout Christians, we're devout Catholics, and they murdering, lying, cheating.
right?
The priests are running with women, and just they having more women than the men who freaking have
it was so weird.
So yeah.
And okay, so let's break down the Cardinal. This season they spent, like, I want to say about half the season really introducing us to him, letting us know that, like, his first priority is to hold on to his power of France. And also, though, he does have this need to take care of France, but only, like, his way. And you think about, like, his concubine, his mistress, but she was in love with Aramis, and how he was just like, well, you're going to have to die because you've been unfaithful. And I'm just like, did you ever find out that was Aramis? Oh, I don't even remember.
Yeah. But you know what? I feel like they did a really good job breaking him down and just showing how greed and power can really make a person into a monster. He wanted power, so obviously he attached himself. He got high up in the rankings, became a cardinal, and attached himself to the king. And he will do any and everything to stay there. He's just letting you know he will not let anything get in his way.
Yes.
I'm not surprised he killed her. I
knew
it was coming, because I'm thinking she having this great affair. And with that scene when she was like, I love Aramis, I was like,
so many emotions. I was just sitting there like, I didn't know what to do. I'm like,
you know what? I've never loved you. I'm in love with Aramis, and I'm like,
mercy.
Did she really just do that?
That hurt.
Like, he won't kill Aramis. Like, I mean, he would have a hard time getting someone to kill him, but I'm just saying, you acting like that won't send him down that path. But I guess she just wanted him to know, sweetie, it has never been you. It has always been him.
Yeah. Man. Yeah, that's serious. So I went backwards. In my notes, I felt like we should have introduced the Musketeers.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like so many people have seen the movie, and you had to read the book in high school. Like
Yeah.
everybody knows their names, but we
I
can go. Let's go through it though.
I'm in love with D'Artagnan's character and
Oh,
Aramis.
Lord.
I well, Missy. D'Artagnan is like the underdog. He had to come in because his father was killed, was murdered, and he decided that he had to avenge them. And when the guy murdered them, he was given, basically it was an imposter of the Musketeers, and he was given um, Athos' name.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone's thinking that the King's Musketeers have uh, basically taken a side job robbing people.
That's good. That's good. I have to use that.
And so D'Artagnan, he ends up in the path, and like I said, his father is killed, and he goes to avenge his father, and he comes after Athos, and he's like, okay, I have to kill you because you killed my father. And it's like, wait a minute, nope, 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 wasn't me. I remember the people I killed.
That was good.
Yeah, it was. So Athos, of course, is another. I would say he's the leader of the band, of the three.
Yeah. I think he's the oldest. He's the most serious. He's seen a lot,
He's the most focused. I consider him to be the center, the calm, focused one. He's all about the business.
Yes, he's very business minded.
Taking any shorts or any losses. He's the great warrior in the group. Like they're all great, but he's So then we have Aramis, who's of course a skilled fighter, but he's also a feminist. And
I loved that about him.
I just love that.
Aramis was woke.
He's like rocking the baby, and then Constance she snatches up his sword and starts fighting. He's like, "You got this?" She's like, "Yes, I have it." And he's like rocking the baby. I mean, that scene was everything, because it was just
so
that women and men should be considered equals.
Yeah.
They can do the same things. He can rock that baby just as well as she can wield that sword. And it's just like, it was beautiful. I really loved it.
I love that part. That's one of my favorite scenes.
And I'll let you talk about Porthos.
Well, I got like 2 episodes in to my binge watch, and I realized that Porthos was my favorite, like immediately. Porthos was orphaned at the age of 5, and he grew up on the streets of Paris, and we met his family. There's like a group of traveling thieves, and they all kind of live in this little area in the slum of Paris. And that episode was interesting. That was kind of about gentrification. They're like, look at this piece of real estate that we could build something nice on, but all these dirty people live there. Let's just bulldoze it. Kind of like how they built Central Park in New York City. That's how they did it. Anyway, but he decided to put some structure in his life and join the Musketeers. And those little bad boy seeds in him, like, they come out every once in a while. He's got a smart mouth. I think he might be the best fighter, or the one that has, like, the most strength.
I agree. I agree. The most
like brute force. Yeah.
Like,
and he's the tallest.
Yeah.
He's bae. Okay, so of course, we wouldn't be Marnie's Mary Denise without shipping. So I'm not like I'm not head over heels in love with D'Artagnan plus Constance. Like,
Me
they
neither.
really push that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying they really just push them on us. Like, next thing I know, they're making out in the kitchen, and I'm like, I don't even know if I like them. Like, but anyway, we'll see what happens.
Okay, so I was actually going to
unless you like it.
thing. I feel like they were just like forcing us to like them, and
right.
No, I like him with Milady, which is totally wrong. That's what I'm not supposed to like him with, but I do. For some reason, their chemistry is amazing. And I like him with the dark character because he's like just that genuine good guy who's like, for right. He's like, this is how it is. This is the rules we live by. And we're all going to adhere to that. And she's like, no, we don't adhere to anything. We fight. We do this and, we do what we want to do. And she's just like fighting, going against the grain at every turn. So, I just like that opposites attract type of thing going on.
I feel you. But, she and Athos used to be married, and they have their weird little married moments. Like, I'm still in love with you. Oh, I want to kill you. Like,
like, we're still in love, but die. Like, let me kiss you and stab you.
Set his house on fire and was so happy that he was in there so he could die at the house fire, but then she kissed him and then she's like, peace. And I was just, I don't know. But one thing that I hate to ship, that I do ship, is Aramis
and the Queen. I knew it. I'm like, oh my God.
You made eye contact in that one episode, like the 6th episode, and I was like, they're going to have babies. I just
like, in love. What is going on?
Why did it have to be the Queen? And Porthos even told me, he's like, that's not
away from him. Because he's going to end up hanged.
And and she basically told him that baby that's going to be the next king is Aramis's child.
Yes. And I'm sitting there like, why? What is going on?
That was what I wanted to tell you. And I was like, please, Denise, catch up. We have to talk about this.
Oh my God. I was sitting there like, what is going on? Because, well, I knew as soon as they came in, and he was like, the king needs to see you. And so the cardinal walks in and he's like, yeah, we have this news. And I was like, it's not going to be bad because everybody's sitting in there stone-faced it.
Right.
Hard look. I was like, it's not going to be bad. It's going to be happy news. She's pregnant and it's Aramis's baby. And of course, no, because what else? I'm like, she's pregnant. They've been talking about how she's barren. Mm-hmm. So, of course, she's pregnant in the last episode.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, it's after she slept with Aramis. And so it's his baby. And so there's all this tension and things that can be,
Mm-hmm.
And so I did call it. But it was still shocking, if that makes any sense.
And then when the cardinal came in there, he's like, yeah, you sure do look happy. And I was like, no, fix your face, Aramis. Aramis is just like, I'm not guilty. I was like, oh, God. He's just ruined it all.
Oh, my God. It was funny, too, when when Athos came and looked. I was like, they're laying in the bed together with the door open. Athos is going to walk in.
Thank you.
And so I'm like, please, why wouldn't you close the door and do something? But anyway.
He was like, she's pregnant. Athos just turned and looked right at Aramis.
Like, right. He was like, oh, so you a father, huh?
laughing, I have you know.
I'm sorry. I can't help it.
Okay, my final thought, I would just like to say that the first season of this show was nearly flawless. And this weekend, we're going to pick it back up and watch season 2. All the episodes are on Hulu. And the show is, as of now, finished. So there are 3 seasons. I think each season has 10 episodes. So we're going to slowly start to catch up with everybody. We're going to do another one of these videos for season 2. I'm in love with the show, and I wish I could have watched it live when they were doing one episode at a time. But this has been so fun. How have you been feeling about watching these eps?
Oh man, it's great because yes, I do wish I could have watched it live and we live tweeted and just had a good time with all the fans. But I also like the fact that I could just watch each episode just consecutively and don't have to wait.
I'm so glad that Hulu picked this show up. Like, they deserved a 3rd season. Like, I haven't even watched the 2nd one yet, but like, oh man, I just know it's going to be so good. And if you want to tweet along with us, we're using the hashtag #themusketeers, and I think that's the main hashtag. So please join us, and we're going to be watching season 2 this weekend. Have fun, guys.
Okay, guys, have fun. Oh, we didn't tell them our
I lost the paper.
Oh,
with us. I'm at Simply the Worst.
at Forever Samsadies, and you know what? We'll put it in the description, and maybe we'll tweet the video out or something. Anyway, till next time, guys. Bye.
Bye.